welcome to episode 133 of Credit 101. In this episode, I'm going to talk about understand the debt validation notice. If you guys haven't seen it or don't fully understand it, the CFPB actually put out a sample letter that these companies can actually use because we had new regulation come out. So I want to show you guys what this letter should look like. And if they're sending you something other than this, then they're messing up, okay? Because it's a few things that they need to include. If you guys have any questions, please go to my website, rakita.com, and schedule a call. And then also, you guys can get that free debt validation notice, or letter, should I say, not notice, on my website. So this is the letter that you guys will actually send to the company. When you get this, what I'm going to show you, then you actually send this to the company. So go ahead and get that for free on my website. Let's actually check out this debt validation notice. So this is just an example of what you guys will actually get. So this will be the information for the company. You'll see their website here, their name, their address, their phone number. You'll see their hours, and then who they're sending it to, which will be you. You'll see that here. Okay, and then you'll also see the name of the company is a debt collector. So they're trying to collect the debt that you owe to whoever the company may be. Okay. And then you will see this is the amount that you owe. If they charge you any interest, they'll put it here, any amount that you may have already paid. And then this is the amount that you owe altogether. Now, this is the most important part. Call or write us by, and then they'll have a date to dispute all or part of this debt. Again, that's what the validation of debt letter is about. And that's what this one is. This is the validation of debt letter that you guys can send to the collection company once you get this letter in the mail, because that's all this letter is. You're asking them to validate that debt. If you write us by this date, we will stop collection on any amount you dispute, and we're disputing all of it until we send you information that show you owe the debt. You may use this form below to write us okay, without the form. And you may also include supporting documents. I'm not going to include anything. The burden of proof is on them. Okay. Right to add, what else you can do? You can write to ask for the name and address of the original creditor if different from the current creditor. If you write us by this time, we must stop collection until we send you information. In the last episode, I told y'all this. They have to stop the collection. They can't just keep trying to collect on this debt if they don't send you the information that they need to send you. That's why I told y'all need to send out that validation of debt letter. It's a necessity, if you ask me. Like, we cannot go around not send. We can't go around not sending this letter, basically. So we definitely have to send out this letter. Okay, you can use the form below, or you can write us. Now you can go to the CFPB to learn more about your rights under federal law. You guys also have state law too that you can use, and contact us about your payment options. And again, we ain't talking about payment options until they validate the debt. And they had this little section where you can actually cut this, and you can mail this back to the company. Hey, I want to dispute this debt because I think the debt is not mine, the amount is wrong, or other. Or I want you to send me the name and address of the original creditor, or I enclose the amount if you want to just settle it. If you need Espanol, you need it in Spanish, then you can say you want this form in Spanish. That's basically what this says. I'm so proud of myself. Y'all know I'm in Spanish too. I'm like, I know what this means. I want this form in Espanol, in Spanish. Okay, I'm so proud of myself. But you can check this off if you need it in Spanish. But again, I would suggest that I would just go ahead and do this debt validation letter. I would send this to them. That's what I would do. And they got to make sure they have all this information on here. So when you guys get this notice, then this is what I would suggest. This is what you need to send to them. And the notice must include prompts that you can use to help you get the information you need. So I want to dispute this debt because I think the debt is not mine, the amount is wrong, and other. I told you guys that here. And debt information. The debt collector must include the debt information in the debt validation notice. The collector's name, the address, the consumer's name and their mailing address, the name of the creditor that owned the debt, the itemization date, the account number, the name of the creditor who owns the debt currently, Also the debt amount on the itemization date, and then the current amount of the debt. That is something that it must include. Okay, now understand this too. The itemization date is one of the following. It could be the date of last monthly payment, the written account statement or the invoice the creditor provided to the customer, the charge off date, the last payment date, the transaction date, or the judgment date. I want you guys to understand that our biggest date that we always want to know when it come down to these companies is we want to know the last date of activity, because if we know the last date of activity, we'll know if these collection companies are re-aging our debts, which they always do a lot. So we want to know the last date of activity. Once we know that they're re-aging a debt, then that could be a big reason why this account should be removed from your credit report. And also that can be a reason why you tell them, don't contact me anymore. I already have proof that you've been re-aging a debt. Or it can be a reason why you want to sue the company, because that was one of the reasons why I sued Midland, and we came with a settlement agreement. It wasn't that it was dismissed, we settled. So outside of court, we filed with the courts, hey, we came with some type of settlement. I can't talk to you guys about the terms, but I'm happy, okay? I'm happy with the terms, but I saw that they was re-aging the debt. They were changing the amount of debt. It was a whole bunch of stuff that they were doing wrong. So I want you guys to understand what the last date activity could be. And that's the first day that you became delinquent, when you're supposed to pay your debt, or the last time that you actually paid on the debt. Because you can re-age it yourself by making any type of payment. I don't care if it's $1, 50 cents, whatever you pay. So that's why I tell people, look and see what your statute of limitation date is. Do you want to see how long they have to actually sue you for the debt? So you want to see what that date will be. You want to see, like, if it's you're in Wisconsin and it's 6 years. We're in 2024 right now, so your 6 years. If your debt was from 2018, that your 6 years is here now. You probably don't want to pay on none of these debts. If it's from 2018 or behind, later, then you might not want to pay on these different debts. I don't care what they talk about. I would suggest you fight these companies to make sure it is not added to your credit reports, because it's going to be very, very important. Now, in the next episode, we're going to talk about why you guys should request validation. And I kind of been talking about this for the last few episodes, but some people don't get it. Some people scared. They just don't think it's true. When I had to sue Midland, and I had to sue them because I'm getting it deleted from everybody's credit reports, but my own, like literally real time. I'm looking at my clients. I'm like, how did I get theirs deleted and they won't delete mine? I just felt like I had no option but to do it. Like, you know what I mean? So I want you guys to know that it is possible, that you guys can do it, and it's necessary. Like, we don't have any option when it comes down to these companies. So I'm going to talk about, a few things that you guys need to consider. And I did a live recently, or in the last few weeks, I talked about how I saw just normal people learning these different rules, and they've been suing these companies, these debt collectors and these different collection companies. They've been suing a lot of companies, and I'm like, I need to get on this. And I want you guys to know that this is possible. If you guys get a phone call, oh, she ain't here, you got my number. We don't do that no more. Like, all of that stuff, we got to stop it for real. We need to send them a notice, and we need to stand on them and say, hey, don't put this on my credit report. Don't contact me. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't email me. Don't leave a voicemail. Don't call my job unless you show me that you actually owe this debt. I need these things. And if they're not doing that, you guys, they're probably going to stop anyway once you send out this notice, because I found out that usually if you do not do anything at all, they're going to continue to attack you. But when you send them a notice to let them know, or you send them a letter like, hey, listen, I'm requesting validation of this debt. And you know how they, on this form, they have like the little things that you can just go ahead and check off right here at the bottom. I want to dispute this debt. When you send this in, they think that you don't know what you're talking about. But if you was to go ahead and just send this in, again, it's the same price to me. To send it in, you're going to pay the same amount. And I suggest you send either or, whichever one you're going to do, send it in certified. When you send this in, they like, oh, snaps. This lady knows exactly what she's talking about, and you can use this to really attack the company. So in the next episode, I'm going to talk about why this is necessary. As much as I've been stressing like it's very necessary, I want to talk about more why it's necessary and a few things that we may overlook. So I'll see you guys there. If y'all have any questions, please go to my website, rakita.com, and schedule a call, and then also get that free validation of that, the validation letter that I sent you, that I showed you guys. Go ahead and get it there. I'll see you guys in the next episode.